Hey everyone, Charles Stevens here with this week's Words of Wisdom. I'm coming to you today from the Kalahari Resort and Convention Center in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. I'm here for the weekend with a couple of thousand of my entrepreneur friends for an impactful leadership conference. One of the themes for this conference ties in perfectly with this week's focus, the habits of consistent action, which is designed to close the timing gap, the inspiration gap, and the perfection gap. Frederick Douglass once said, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress." That quote reminds us that progress doesn't come from what we intend to do. It comes from what we consistently do, especially when it's hard. Frederick Douglass didn't become one of the most influential voices in American history overnight. His life was built on courageous decisions and consistent action, taken day after day in the face of resistance and uncertainty. And the same is true for us. I remember a season in my leadership when I had a clear vision of the kind of principal I wanted to be. I wanted to build leaders. I wanted to strengthen the culture of our school. I wanted to leave a legacy that mattered. But that vision didn't come to life in one defining moment. It came to life in the daily decisions, showing up with intention, investing in my own growth, having meaningful conversations, choosing discipline even on the days I didn't feel inspired. Scripture reminds us that in 2 Thessalonians 3:13, never tire of doing what is good, because consistent action is an act of faith. You may not see results immediately. You may not feel motivated every day. You may not have a perfect plan, but every step you take in faith, God uses. And this is why the habit of consistent action is so powerful. It closes the timing gap because you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start moving in faith today. It closes the inspiration gap because you realize you don't have to feel inspired to be obedient. You simply have to be willing. And it closes the perfection gap because you understand that God isn't asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be faithful. Consistent action is how growth happens. Consistent action is how leaders are built. Consistent action is how faith becomes visible. So here's my question and challenge to you. What is one step you know you need to take, and what would it look like to start today? And if you're ready to stop waiting and start growing, but you'd value encouragement and guidance along the way, I'd be honored to walk alongside you. Sometimes all it takes is a coach to help you take the next faithful step, because your growth matters, your leadership matters, and your next step matters. That's all for this week's Words of Wisdom. Next week, we'll wrap up with the series with the habit of perseverance. Have a great week.